Alright, musings from the car time. I had a musing. So, my brain is going off into squirrel hunting territory. And I'm thinking about bugs. And people. People be weird, yo. Super whack. But we as people, unless you have the unfortunate ailment of an allergy, we love sea bugs, don't we? And to be fair, it's kind of on my brain because, like, I'm snacking on something for breakfast just to have something in me. Because I've had some kind of rough allergies this morning because I cleaned out my welding booth yesterday, which is the first time I've been able to do it. The guy that was there before me was just disgusting. I had like dust of aluminum that was like 4 inches deep. It was crazy, and it's like in my nose and kind of like draining and making me sick. So I had to eat something. So for lunch I brought fries and popcorn shrimp. And I was munching on shrimp, and I'm just like, man, we love sea bugs. Sea bugs are just delicious. You know what I mean? And I guess I should probably clarify a little. Sea bugs like shrimp and crabs and lobster, like, as far as land-wise goes, you know, their closest relation is like cockroaches. You ain't gonna eat a cockroach. Ugh. Like, so gross. But if that cockroach lives in the ocean, man, we're all about that. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny. Now, granted, I know that there are people that are trying to, like, make the move to make people want to eat bugs, you know, despite the whole conspiracy anyways of, you know, goofy Democrat / communist people live in the pods and eat the bugs. Like, that's a dystopian future, but yet people want it so bad they can't stand it, and it's like, no thank you. You guys can have that. I'm gonna stick with the sea bugs. Those are fine. You know what I mean? Like, although when I was doing the keto diet, I mean, I wasn't above eating something made out of cricket powder. You know what I mean? Like, I'll make a loaf of bread out of cricket powder. But yet when I think about that, it seems so sad. Like, bruh, protein and all that, I get it. Just eat the stupid bread. You know what I mean? Just eat bread. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Anyways. But yeah, I was thinking about that, you know. We just love sea bugs. Kind of like, why? You know? Like, why do we think it's so much superior to eat the sea bug versus the land bug? And I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, you know, maybe it's because, you know, those things have been marinating their whole life in, like, the most powerful brine ever, you know, the ocean. Maybe that has part of something to do with it. Maybe. I don't know. You know, land bugs just got so many just terrifying parasites. Like, I'm skeptical about eating anything bug-wise on the land. Not that I haven't done it. I mean, I've had plenty of those, like, what are they? Suckers that have like crickets and scorpions in them. Like, I've eaten those. It's not really been a big deal. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to eat a land bug, you know what I mean? Like I would for a sea bug. It's just such a hierarchy there, and it's, I don't know, just the thought of it is just kind of funny. And I don't know. And yet, I've seen a lot of videos in the past couple years of people in like Asia taking like those giant like deep sea isopods. You know what I'm talking about? They look like big giant white roly-polies, but they live underneath the ocean, like in the deep ocean. The things are huge. Like, the idea of eating one of those, to me, like, just, I've never tried it, but just looking at it is disgusting. Probably because it looks like too much like a land bug, you know? It looks too much like a roly-poly. I don't want to eat that thing. You know? Like, okay. And sorry, my nose is just driving me crazy. It's itching, it's not running. But like, whenever I've seen like footage of those things in nature documentaries, you know, those things are chilling out on the seafloor at the very bottom, you know, like deep in the ocean. And their job is to like eat what's left of like whale carcasses that fall to the ocean floor. Like, whatever everything else doesn't eat, what goes down there is what those things eat. And that disgusts me. I don't know why. But like, you know, like, meanwhile, how's that any different than a shrimp, crab, or lobster? It's no different. You know, they do the exact same thing, except for, you know, in more shallow waters. You know, if you know, like, those isopods are like more open ocean area, but like if it doesn't make it to the open ocean, it's like more coastal. That's what shrimp and lobster are eating. It's sea bugs. This same is same. Tomato. So, I don't know. The self-imposed hierarchy of this stuff is, I don't know, like when you sit back and like look at it, it's funny. It's funny. I should be open to eating a deep sea isopod, right? The idea of eating one should not disgust me. They eat them in Asia all the time. I put soy sauce on that sucker. Good to go, I guess, you know? I don't know. If the opportunity ever presents itself, I will try it. But I'm gonna be freaked out by it the whole time. You know? But when I think about it, like, alright, so let's change gears a little bit. So, in the evolutionary way of thinking, like the stages of Earth and all that, there was a giant, like the biggest predator at that time was like, essentially, some kind of swimming scorpion thing. It was like 4 to 6 foot long or whatever. They're really cool fossils, and they look really weird and super alien looking. It's probably fake, but That's a different conspiracy. But if it was real, I wonder what those would taste like. Because those are pursuit predators, right? Not scavengers. I wonder if that would taste good. Man, then again, sharks are pursuit predators, and we don't really like eating them very much, you know. I guess the campaign for shark fin soup was really successful because people are just like automatically like, no, don't eat the shark. And I've had shark before. It's not bad. I've never had shark fin soup. I'd try it. I'm pretty adventurous with my eating. Like, there's not a whole lot that I won't try. But I'd try that. Why not? You know, as long as it's sustainably harvested. You know, like, there's sharks that are just so overpopulated in areas. Like, what's the one that's real popular? It's like a leopard-looking shark thing. People fish for them all the time. Like, I'd try shark fin soup out of that. Granted, you know, like, if you're gonna harvest said creature, use all of it, you know. Don't do, like, what the ads that taught us to be against finning does, you know, cut the fins off and then drop the body still basically alive in the ocean. Like, that's terrible. Don't do that. Now, there's plenty of fillets and everything on that you can eat. Definitely put the thing out of its misery, worst case scenario, before you start cutting. Whatever, I digress. But, you know, and part of it is because, like, sharks are really high in ammonia and, like, uric acid. So, like, there are, you know, particular cuts of the shark that you can eat, whereas other parts are just completely inedible. You know? I wonder what their liver tastes like. Killer whales love to eat shark liver. I wonder if that's any good. I don't know. Anyways. So yeah. Giant ancient sea scorpion things. It'd be good. It'd be good. I suspect. And part of the other reason why I suspect that is, like I said, I've eaten a scorpion before. And it wasn't bad. It was good. I imagine, like, bigger ones would taste better than the smaller ones that I've eaten. I mean, it's basically like land lobster, right? Maybe. Wait. Yeah, I've seen in Asian markets where they eat big old scorpions, like the emperor scorpions and stuff like that. So I know it's a thing. It's gotta be good. It's gotta be. What are we doing? Why are we slowing down? We still got time. Okay. No big deal. So it's gotta be good. People usually mix it with a lot of chilies, I've noticed, though, in Asian culture. And granted, they do that a lot anyways with anything and everything. The part of me is kind of like, are you trying to cover up a particular flavor of said bug with melt your tongue? Like, what are you doing? I suspect there's something going on there. And if not, it makes me think there are, or is. English. Whatever. You know? But on a different note, I've seen people all in South America, like, you know, some of those, you know, very isolated tribes, like, their favorite thing in the world is tarantula. They just catch a tarantula, throw it on the fire for, like, I don't know, 6, well, I'd hope it's more than 5, but like 20 seconds or so, right? Just to get those hairs off, because tarantulas have a defense mechanism besides like the whole where they'll like kind of point their legs at you and like brush themselves, and like the hair goes into the air and like starts sticking in you, and you specifically like it's supposed to go towards your eyes and your nose and your mouth and be extremely irritating. It's another weird defense mechanism they have. So the idea that I've seen them do, what is happening? Okay. They like roast it over the fire, and the hair all burns off, and it gives enough time to cook it, and then they start cracking it open and eating it. And I've seen a couple of documentaries where people will go out there and hang out with those folks and eat tarantula with them, right? And everyone seems to report the same thing, is that it tastes like lobster. What I've seen of the meat even looks like lobster. It's white. And how crazy would it be if all of a sudden we learned you can make lobster outside of the ocean? You know what I mean? Like, can you farm tarantulas? Interesting thought. I mean, in the pet trade, you kind of do anyways. You just got to keep them separated, or else they eat each other. You don't really need a whole lot of space. I mean, they're kind of kept in like, those little round plastic, like to-go kind of tray things. I don't know how to explain it. They're basically kept in Tupperware, like super cheap Tupperware. When you raise them for the pet trade. My family used to own a pet store, and I dealt with all the reptiles. So I'm familiar with what they look like, and I've been to like distributors and stuff like that and picked up stuff. And part of the thing is that, if you're dealing with the reptiles, you're also going to be dealing with the bugs. I do not like spiders. And sometimes if you want to make money, you gotta sell tarantulas, because there are people that like tarantulas. There are some people that like the idea of a tarantula and want to get started in tarantulas, and therefore want to know, is the spider friendly? And the answer is yeah. He doesn't come at you like some of the other ones, like the African ones. Holy crap. You could not pick those things up. Like, if you came anywhere near, that thing would charge at you and do the those things. No, I don't like those. But like the orange banded ones, the pink toes, like those things are friendly. I mean, I don't know if you can say friendly, because how much freaking thought process and calculations are going through whatever passes for a brain on those things. But like, anyways, moral of the story is I'd have to pick those up and show them to people. I don't like bugs. I definitely don't like spiders. Ugh, it's so gross. It's terrifying and creepy. Just, you know, I had to like put my hand down in front of the spider, and every time it move, it kind of do that with its legs, like, oh yeah, there's something there. It's creepy. Put my hand down, take my other finger behind it, and kind of give it a boop on the butt, make it kind of, and just kind of walk up to my hand and hang out. And it's like, yeah, kid, it's awesome. Give me money. Oh, God. But you think that's bad? Do the same thing with a scorpion. Like the big pet scorpions. Because worst case scenario, like if on a tarantula, while you're holding it, you just turn your hand over and flip it on the ground, and the impacts will make it break in half. Most of the time. You know, like where their abdomen meets the thorax or something like that. Like, they'll break in half and die. Like, if I get freaked out, it's, you know, break glass in case of bloop, you're dead. Not so with a scorpion. Ugh. They pinch you, and they're stabby, and it's just like, I don't want to pick that up. Heck no. I do not like those. I do not trust that. No. The worst one I ever had to pick up was called a flat rock scorpion. And it's like a smushed looking flat scorpion thing. And it just looks so much more extra creepy. Those are a hard sale. Like, you gotta be like an arachnologist really interested in those to want to buy that. That is not a face a mother could love. You know, when you see mother scorpions carrying their young on the back, if they're hungry, they reach up, grab one, and eat it. Mothers don't even like them. But I did pick up that flat rock. God, good God. The way I did it, scorpions, is, you know, they'd be in sand substrate the entire time. It's the only way I do it. And I would go close enough to the side of it, underneath the sand, with my hand underneath the sand, and then kind of like come up underneath said scorpion and slowly pick it up as the sand starts draining off my hand. And then I'm like, here's your devil bug. No, thank you. I play with the snakes and the lizards. I don't like the bugs. Hissing cockroaches, we kept a bunch of those, but I didn't see them as pets. I saw them as big bugs that I could raise to feed my big lizards. That's what I used hissing cockroaches for. I wonder if any of those ever got out after we sold the pet store and infested that outlet. Can you imagine? Like, cockroaches suck enough, but seeing giant hissing cockroaches like scurry across the floor, you try to smack it just like as a reaction, and it hisses at you. That's a terrible thought. Yeah. And interestingly, like in I don't remember what country, but some of the more jungle Asian-y countries, you know, they're starting to have like a real big problem with people taking scorpion venom and smoking it to get high. That's a weird one. I think they just smoke the entire scorpion though, and like get high on it. That's weird. People are so weird. We'll do anything to get high. I swear. It doesn't make sense. Whatever. We'll also lick toads to get high too, right? I mean, it's so weird. Unless we think, you know, the animal kingdom's better. Dolphins get high on pufferfish. It's so weird though. But that brings us back to the main point, and that is ocean bugs be delicious, yo. We love us some ocean bugs. I'm all about ocean bugs. Ate it for breakfast. I'm gonna eat it for lunch too. Love me some ocean bugs. Ocean. You know, maybe one day I should really go over the whole, I think it's Choctaw creation myth about the spiders, and kind of talk about like the giant spider that I saw a little bit, because I've told like the story enough, and it's not like it's interesting, but I don't know that it's like the most interesting thing in the world compared to like Bigfoot Dogman. I don't know, you have to be super nerdy to be like really into giant spiders. Although I heard that there's another big one they found in the Congo, so that's cool. But maybe I should go into that a little bit, because it is interesting. Ooh, but before I forget, you know what's also interesting? I can't believe I've gone this long talking about bugs. Okay, anyway, so in medieval art, right, there's lots and lots of depictions of, you know, like medieval knights fighting giant snails. Like, there's a bunch of it. What's going on there? Are giant snails a thing? Or were they a thing? I mean, there's no way of getting a fossil off of that. Can you imagine? Be super easy though. Instead of pocket sand, pocket salt. Pocket salt. Sword. Giant plates of escargot. That's probably why they're not around anymore. We hunted those things to extinction. Because, have you guys ever tried escargot? Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. Trust me. If you're at somewhere that has it, like maybe some, like I usually always get it at the German restaurant, Old Heidelberg or whatever. So good. Oh, it's so good. Love it. That's probably what happened there. Had to keep downsizing and get smaller and smaller snails to make escargot with. Got all the big ones. That'd be cool. I don't think that would be a very worthy opponent, though, as a knight. Now, a giant crab. Yeah, that'd work. I see a giant crab as a worthy foe. Yeah. Alright, that's all I got. I'm being silly. Alright, love you guys. Tuki. Peace. Up, bump. Find the button.